So there was a time in my life where I hated you.
Cool. Hola chicos, estamos de regreso aquí en un nuevo episodio de podcast. Estoy aquí con mi increíble esposo.
Wow.
¿Cómo
Hey
te
guys,
llamas?
¿cómo están? Oh, Jonathan.
Okay. I haven't introduced you yet, I haven't. Y luego tengo a mi otra hermana porque estuve con Nata. Mabel, you're my sister. Estamos aquí con Steph.
Hola.
Woo!
Hello.
Hey, Steph.
How you
What's
feel?
up? Nervous? This is weird.
I feel you.
It is weird.
Because
Pero
it's not
te
like
acostumbras.
we're doing worship and singing. Like that's that's easier, I feel like, than like
There's not
talking.
someone there in front of you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Entonces,
I don't know
pero
how YouTubers do this when they're just talking to, like, you know what I mean? Like, this
I
is
think that's a
potentially
little more
gonna go
awkward.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a little more awkward porque están como en público y grabándose and they're like talking to a camera, you know, and
At
then
Target.
people, yeah, that's
Hey guys,
weird.
that's
Yeah.
No sé cómo lo hacen.
but props
Sorry
to
si
you.
Shout
algunos de
out to
ustedes.
you.
Shout out to y'all make
Sorry if
money.
you guys are YouTubers, pero
I mean, I guess we kind of
Pero
are
hacen
YouTubers.
dinero, bro.
you do good job.
Hacen dinero.
Yeah,
Yeah.
de verdad.
Get that money.
So,
Anywho,
why is Steph here with us?
okay. She knows. This is not, we did not hijack her. We planned it. But all seriousness, aquí estamos porque, como John ha mencionado en the previous podcast, queremos hacer cosas diferentes, no necesariamente nomás tener conversaciones súper pesadas, que as much as I think that's great. También John mencionó que vamos a tener testimonio, entonces Steph volunteered to be our first testimony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
¿De qué? ¿Testimonio de qué?
Bueno, antes de eso, antes de llegar a eso, creo que su testimonio tiene que ver mucho con la relación de ustedes. Entonces quiero preguntar, ¿cómo empezó la relación entre ustedes? Where did it start? How long ago?
Started
Okay.
a long time ago.
All right,
Like,
let's
I wanna
go
say,
back
like,
then. Let's go back
2012.
then. Hay que empezar allí.
Okay.
2012, no?
Probably.
2012.
¿Se conocieron?
Yes.
Yeah.
Porque
at
nosotros llegamos a cosecha
In
como al
2010.
mismo tiempo.
11,
And
right?
weird enough, llegamos casi al mismo tiempo, pero no de la misma iglesia. We got there 2010.
Yes.
2010, almost 2011,
Yes.
por ahí.
And so
Then did we make 2011? Not
Maybe.
2012?
I think 2011 we probably knew each other. We hung out with one person and it was just the three of us.
Pero en ese tiempo. Like, it was that 2011, 2012.
Yeah. Por ahí that.
Freshman in high school, sophomore.
For
Freshman
sure,
or sophomore?
freshman. It was
Maybe it was
freshman.
freshman, yeah.
Creo que yo recuerdo haberlos visto a ustedes, tu familia. En
Sí, la viste ya.
Claro que me viste.
No más recuerdo. No me recuerdo que todos audicionamos.
Yes.
Not me, but
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys,
not you.
yes.
Pero
Okay.
audicionamos. Creo que
Yeah.
it was all your siblings.
Yeah, me
you
and my
all
two
your
siblings.
Creo que estaba Natalie was
Okay.
there. Y también Vane was there, my cousin.
Ovani
You know?
did and Dama.
Dama
Yeah,
was
Dama.
Everybody
I was
except
there.
me,
Shout out to y'all.
basically.
there. Yeah.
I was like,
Creo que alguien
nah, not
más.
yet.
Bueno, habían varios que estaban allí, pero that's when I think I first saw.
Probably
I
first
saw you guys.
interaction.
I
Yeah.
think you popped out more, but not in the sense of like,
You popped
not
off.
like, oh, she's cute. Not at all. It was more like, oh, like she's a girl drummer. You know, porque
Yeah.
eso no
Yeah.
se veía.
I've
Especially you
never
being
seen
so
a girl
young.
drummer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Y más porque en la iglesia en
Tan
la que íbamos
chiquita.
no había drummer. Like, there was no drummers.
Facts.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Seeing a girl drummer,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, dang, she's so small and she did a
And
good job.
cute.
No,
Especially
not
the
cute.
church we
I didn't think
came
you
She's
were-
gonna be my future wife one day. I'm just kidding. I was underage.
I was
I
gonna
did
say,
not think
that's
that.
kind of weird.
I was not.
False. Así se
creo
empiezan
que
los chismes. That
I
was
know.
not it.
Creo que estaba nervioso. Estaba pensando en mi audición.
Did
Yeah.
you pass or not?
Yo no pasé.
Shout out to
Entonces,
you,
keep on trying. Keep on trying. Keep on pushing. Si no pasas, you know, you always have to continue. you know. Pero that's all.
But that's not what this
Anyways,
podcast
pasando
is
de
about.
eso.
You see, hablan mucho. As you can see. I was just here like...
Bueno, where do you guys
Ahora ya
remember your
vamos a hablar.
relationship?
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
go
¿Cuándo
ahead.
empezó la relación entre ustedes?
2011, 2012,
2012, we
probably.
were freshmen in high school.
Yeah, we're the same age.
So this was over 10 years ago.
Dang, over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
We probably got closer after we auditioned for the high school team.
Yeah,
probably.
I agree.
Yeah.
That was in, yeah.
Yeah, because we'd have 4-hour practices, so we had time to mingle, vibes.
Yeah, and we'd have
Permiso.
Wednesday night services. We'd hang out.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
I feel like it was something very like organic. I don't think I was ever like, ooh, who's
Yeah,
that girl? I'm
and
gonna be her best friend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't remember being like, oh, I'm making a new friend. Like, it was just
Yeah.
natural.
Yeah, because
You
I'm gonna
get
be
me?
honest, I can't be like, this is a moment
This is
where
the moment
I saw
where
her and
I was like,
dang.
we're best friends.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember that. It was
Yeah.
just,
I think it just happened.
Nomás,
yeah.
Vibes.
Nomás pasó that you guys were hanging around the same people.
Yeah.
And we were just
But
freaking
at one
hooligans.
Laugh.
at one point, it was just nuestro grupito, us three. Remember,
Yeah.
you, me, Ruby. It was
Yeah.
just us three
Yeah.
for a long time.
For a long
to be honest.
time.
Dang.
Yeah. We were the freaking Three Musketeers. It was the best.
Yeah,
I just remember laughing a lot.
yeah, laughing a lot. We'd
I
make
can't
jokes
tell you
all
what we
the
talked
time.
about.
Yeah, I don't even remember, but it was just for a long time. It was just
Clowns.
us three. So
Being
we
clowns,
Yeah.
right?
that's how we got
Especially in high
really,
school.
really close.
Yeah.
And I asked you to be my dama for
Oh,
my
yeah.
sweet 16. Yeah,
Yes.
that's how close we were, guys. She was
Yeah.
my dama.
We were? Okay. That hurt a little.
Dang, mira.
She's
You're
saying
twisting my
Word.
words.
No, you said word.
¿Y qué pasó? Okay,
Okay.
entonces she was in your
Sweet 16.
16.
Yeah,
Y
We're
luego,
vibing. We're best
we're
friends.
vibing.
And then,
Do you think that's when after that, I feel like that's, or was it a little bit after?
What was-
from what I know, it was like after a year of you breaking up with the person. Sorry. Then
Maybe I think it was, yeah.
then maybe you started looking at me different. Not just a girl drummer, but like a cute girl drummer.
A potential girlfriend.
I know.
Yeah.
Algo así.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y well, after that, what happened?
So así empezaron ellos, okay?
This is your guys'
There's all, okay,
Right.
but you came in the mix,
Yeah.
John. That's why we are
You
here
have to
today.
talk.
Híjole. Yo no me quiero meter en problemas.
Yeah, so basically,
We're
I
married
guess
now.
after, so we were about, what, 17, turning almost
Yeah,
18?
turning almost 18.
That's when John and Myrca started talking, right? But
Yeah.
the thing is, I didn't know. I didn't know this. And okay, if you know me, I think you have to know the backstory. I have always been very protective of John for some reason when it comes to dating.
I was the best friend that she'd be like, I don't like his girlfriend. Like, I was there, you know, I heard that. I heard
Yeah.
that from his like
Or I'd be like, oh, his
ex-girlfriends. You get me? So I knew.
I've always been like that though. Like since protective
Oh,
of
yeah,
you.
yeah, I know that. I know that.
Yeah. Like even like when you would have girlfriends, I'm
They're
like,
exposing me.
I would be like,
Exposing
bring her to the
yourself.
house. A ver, la quiero conocer. You
Yeah,
know. And they would be sometimes they would be scared, low key. I'm scary, so
It's scary. The chiquita,
agree.
si alguien decía cute, you get punched in the face.
Yeah.
No, not in the face. Maybe the stomach, pero
Yeah.
you get punched.
yeah.
She is
I know.
scary. Yo siempre
Yeah,
juego
yeah.
con
Pero con
ella.
eso, I didn't say anything. I think one because I wasn't
You weren't
like
sure.
I wasn't sure. Yeah, like I
Yeah.
was cautious, and I was like, okay, like I have feelings, but I don't want to like. No quiero que esos sentimientos o esos pensamientos me consuman y yo piense like, oh, just follow your heart, you know, like, okay, I'm gonna take time. Let me get to know her as a
Let's
person
get down
because
to the nitty-gritty.
aunque sí es amiga con mi hermana, I never seen her that way, and so and now like, there's like some attraction there. Entonces, let me get to know her before
Let me say this.
I say anything that I have feelings. Or
Yeah,
anything.
it was also one-sided in the beginning, okay? I don't want you guys to come to me and be like, dang, nomás hizo amiguita de Steph because she saw her
No, 'cause we were
cute
friends
older
for
brother.
years.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
There was no... John
And-
was...
yeah, I know.
he wasn't even there because there wasn't even a point where I slept over their house
No.
before we dated.
Or
And
I think for the CC6.
yeah, for the Sweet 16.
But I think por esa razón that we were friends for so
Yeah.
long, it affected me so
Yeah.
much. Because we were friends for so long, I was like, how could she do this to me? How could they, my brother and my
betrayal.
best friend? Yeah, rabia.
Rabia.
So basically,
Híjole. Okay, entonces
so
vamos a
they
entrar
started
un poco
talking,
más.
obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they started getting to know each other, obviously. You know, they started texting and I forgot how I found out, to be honest. I completely
I don't remember,
forgot.
but I remember you
But when I found out,
like coming to me.
I was so mad. Like, guys, there's mad, but there's like another level.
mad.
And that was me. I was like Bowser or something. Like, I was like, "Ugh." Like,
one
I
from
was so mad.
Pixar movie.
Oh, the
Yeah, the
angry
fire
one?
guy. That was
Okay.
me. That was
Okay.
me. Because, okay, I came up to you one night. I think
was
it was when I
Wednesday night.
freshly knew que estaban hablando. I think
Yeah.
that's when I like freshly knew. And I forgot. I was like, can I talk to you?
Yeah,
On the
it was
side.
a Wednesday night. I remember. I
She was like,
know
"She gonna beat me up."
exactly where we even.
Yeah,
talked,
I remember
bro.
too. I remember too.
And I think I remember seeing you
Yeah.
guys.
And John was like, oh my gosh, she gonna hit her.
Yeah, no,
pasando
but
allí?
pretty much like
I wouldn't
she
do it
was
in
just
public.
confronting me, like, "Hey, I saw your messages with my brother, and I know what's going on," and I was just like, "Okay," and I was like, "Well, you see the messages, like, we're not doing anything," because I think something that I appreciated in getting to know each other, it wasn't like, "Hey, you look cute today," you know. It was like just talking, like whether it was like banter of like messing around with one another or just like talking about a certain topic. It was never like, "You're cute, you're pretty," you know. I don't think it was until you spoke to my dad that you're like, "I have feelings for her," that like maybe you started like, you know, like being flirty
Yeah.
with certain things like that. So I remember she confronted me. She's like, "I read the messages," and I'm like, "Cool, you read the messages. Like, there's nothing there." But I mean, I was texting her brother.
On a daily. But mind you, I think it was more like because I didn't know and she didn't tell me, or like he didn't tell me.
Yeah.
I like found out.
Yeah,
That's why it hurt me.
yeah.
But yeah, after that, it basically went downhill. Like
Very fast.
the deepest downhill ever in our
The
relationship.
quickest 180
in our relationship.
I think the quickest 180 in our relationship.
Yeah,
too.
like mind
There
you,
is.
we were
Wow.
like this, and we were like, "Oh my god, let's do this!" Like we
Yeah,
were hanging
yeah.
out every Sunday, every Wednesday.
Yeah.
That stopped completely. Like stopped completely, and it was like, "Ya no te quiero ver tu cara."
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, like it was really bad. Like I would ignore her
yeah.
when she would be talking to me. I would act like she wasn't talking to me.
Dang.
I'm
She
laughing
would-
right now, but I think because I'm over it.
Yeah, it was a long time
Yeah.
ago. Okay,
Yeah,
this was a long time
Yo,
ago.
Yeah,
yo
it
me,
was
estoy,
like
me estoy riendo
2014.
porque me acuerdo de, like, obviously, like in New Year's, there's New Year's photos que tenemos.
Oh my
Y casi siempre nos tomamos fotos en cosecha, ¿no? Like, terminamos el año ya en
Should we
cosecha, un
put that
servicio y todo
picture? I
eso.
don't
It's right here. Should we put it? It's kind of
I'm
funny.
down to put it, John.
Because
we give
it's está en
permission.
el pasado, bro.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think just to
Entonces-
show how mad.
Ahí les vamos
Or
a
how
poner la
awkward.
foto.
Yeah, how awkward it was. But anyways, I think that happened for how long? Well, it was like a year where John and I talked before he officially asked me out, and I think it was that year because it was like
Yeah.
he
So 2015.
he told my dad. Yeah, it was the year of
We were
2015
yeah.
going into 2016 because
We were
you told
seniors
my
in
dad.
high school.
Yeah, you told my dad when I turned 18. But like we were kind of talking like my mom knew that there was something, but like again, there was no flirtatious type. It was just like getting to know each other, but we knew we were interested.
And that whole year, it
Yeah.
was basically like me also being mad at John, though. Not just Myrca, but I think it affected our relationship at home, too.
Yeah, recuerdo que, at least me, I remember going home or driving us home, porque creo que no todavía no estaba en Chile, right?
No, this
No,
was...
Not yet.
pero
No.
entonces, for some reason, nos tocaba que nomás tú y yo, we would
two.
I would drive you home, and it was just us two in the car. And it
Awkward.
was super quiet, and I'm like,
It would be so
"Dude,
awkward
why
because
are
I
you
would
so
just be like,
quiet?"
this.
Like,
That's so
yeah,
sad.
Steph nomás estaba bien callada, and then,
It's like in your anger,
like-
Yeah.
sitting in it. Yeah.
Like, horrible, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
and I remember a few times que sí, en el carro, prácticamente un pleito en el carro. Like, quién sabe qué, da, da, like, I can't
Yeah,
believe
to a
you're doing
really bad
this, quién sabe
argument,
qué, da, da, da.
Yeah, and I
What was it?
remember even us, like, there was times where I was like, John, like, don't say hi to me at church. Like, don't acknowledge me. Don't even look my way because, like, I know Steph is going to be mad. And, like, she was my best friend, you know? Like, so it obviously, like, it did hurt me because I was like, she's no longer talking to me. She doesn't like me. you know, and her brother, you know, obviously we're trying to get somewhere, but like there's that pain of like losing a best friend in it, you know. So I remember like I was also like, John, like ni me peles, like para nada, like nothing's going on, you know, because I think I was just like, I don't want to make her more angry.
Yeah. I think it was at one point where, okay, so I was, you know, this was how Myrca said for like a whole year, probably a little over a year that this happened. Mind you, the bitterness in my heart and the anger of, if you think about it, just them getting to know each other and like, you know, liking each other made me so bitter. And I remember it was summer with God. I was going to say summer nights, but that's funny. Summer with God. And it was 2014, okay, I think. But anyway, it was like water night. I remember it was like, you know, balloon fight and you guys were there and you guys were playing. You know, I think you guys were like, you know, playing water balloons. But mind you guys weren't just you two playing water balloons. It was like, you know, toda la iglesia.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing you guys and I was so mad. Like the anger that filled my heart, I remember it was just so much that my heart was like beating so fast of how angry I was. And then I would like cry of anger. You know how when you cry of anger?
Yeah, I hate that.
That was me. And I remember on the drive home, I went with my parents. It was just my parents and me. And we were on our way home and they saw that I was just like literally like fidgeting. And I was just like, like, they were like, oh my God, is she okay? She needs help. And I remember my dad was like, hey, ¿qué traes? Like, you know, like, what's wrong with you? And then I was like, you know what's wrong with me? Your son, blah, blah, like.
Dang, your son, not your son, brother. Like,
and then Myrca, like, they like each other and they do it in front of my face, blah, blah. And like, I was just telling them basically my thoughts and my feelings. And then my mom was like, basically, not in these words exactly, but she was kind of like, you sound ugly right now. Like, you sound ugly. Like, I can't believe you're that mad that you're like shaking and that you're like crying. And then I remember my dad was like, you know what? That's not right. What you're doing. You're literally like, you have so much anger towards, you know, tu hermana basically in Christ that you serve with her. You're on the worship team with her. Like she plays drums. And I was
serving.
I was doing worship. God, thank you. I hate you. Like, oh my God. Like, it was really bad. Like, it was really bad. But I didn't see it like that at the time. I was just like, no, what they're doing is bad. They're in the wrong. I'm in the right. You know, that's what I thought. And when I remember my dad was like, well, you know what? If you have that much hate in your heart and you're that angry, just step down from ministry. Anything you're doing, just step down. He's like, because I don't want you serving like that with that heart. Basically with that ugly heart. And also my mom, you know, she backed him up. Also, she was like, yeah, like, what are you doing? Like, what you're doing is wrong. Like, how are you going to be serving and worship? Yeah. You know, worshiping the Lord and then being like, I hate you, have so much bitterness. Because it was literally taking over my life. Like, it was literally every day I would be mad at John. Like, almost. So it was just, and every day I saw, like, whenever I saw you, I would be like, Like,
and I think it's also to point out, like, I don't think John and I have ever been, like, a PDA couple.
No.
You know, I don't think we've ever, even Maylok, shout out to you, Maylok. She was literally like, I feel like you guys were so, like, nonchalant about your dating that like probably, but it was like we've never been that type of couple anyways, but like she was like, I feel like I saw you guys and then the next day you guys were dating and I was like, when did this happen? Like I didn't even have any idea, you know, so we weren't really like the ones to be like, oh, like let me just scoot in closer. No, but I think it was just like because you knew any interaction we had, it could have been like, oh hey, and then that was it. It was like Yeah, because it wasn't like I was like in front of, you know, Steph, even more so because I knew you were mad. But like, I think it was just like you took control or tried to hold on to that anger.
Yeah, definitely. I wanted basically to like stop it from happening. You know, I was like, I will do everything in my power to stop it. I'm going to be mad forever, you know?
Yeah.
Dang. ¿Y qué pasó? Like, what changed? Or what happened? Because now...
I was her
spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
We were bridesmaids in each other's wedding.
Yeah, spoiler alert. I won.
No, God won.
Amen.
¿Y cómo pasó eso? What happened?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it was that when Dad and Mom basically called me out. basically called me out and they were like, don't do this, you know? Like basically step down, because then I was really thinking about it. I was like, but I don't want to step down. They're like, you should step down. But honestly, I kind of kept, that was in 2014, right? Yeah. And I think I just stayed silent after that because I went on a trip to Korea in 2016, right?
Fun. Mm-hmm.
And I think it just kept, I think our relationship was just like, whatever.
We were like frenemies, bro.
We were frenemies.
We were like,
yeah,
hey, girl.
Because I started getting, you know, but I was like, okay, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Because we started going to, we were freshmen in college.
Choir, yeah. We were like, hey, girl. But then, like,
it was frenemies, definitely.
Yeah, like passive-aggressive comments.
Definitely.
Yeah, like.
Definitely.
Any moment, she'd throw a punch, and I'd be like.
And she'd throw a punch back.
Yes,
yeah, and then I'd throw it back.
It was the worst.
So it was, I feel like that was kind of
so ugly.
I felt like that was ugly because it was like we're trying to get back to being friends, but wasn't.
We're not really. Yeah. Because we're doing that. We're just like, okay, like.
It was like 10%.
Yeah. It was.
Dang. Cortamos, tuvimos problemas técnicos, pero estábamos hablando de como en colegio, ustedes estaban como frenemies, right?
Yeah.
And
big time frenemies.
Yeah.
It was like very passive aggressive comments.
It'd probably
but it was
be a great movie, honestly, to see like
a movie.
Yeah. Of how the Lord changed hearts.
Yeah. I think both of us, to be honest, at that point, because it was both of us.
100%. Yeah. 100%. Because I think I was just petty. Like, I was like, she made me go through so much. I'm just going to. But I, like, never thought to myself, like, dang, I didn't tell my closest friend. Like, she was my closest friend. And I didn't think once to even give her, like, a little, like, oh, this may be happening. I didn't. And, like, I understand that there's, like, betrayal in that. And, like, I think, like, years later when we were actually cool with it, like, I did apologize to her because I was like, yeah, like, that is, like, a mean move. Even though I didn't come with that intention to be like, I'm going to steal your brother. Like, it was definitely, like, it could have been done better.
And I think the sad part also was, like, with every confrontation that we had, to be honest, it was always, like, we would cry. We'd be like, yeah, we'll fix things. And we didn't.
Because we loved each other. Like, you know, like, we were best friends. Like, there was love there. And so it was just, like, a hard time of, like you said, like, letting go of that anger for both of us. Because then there was a point where you were angry from the beginning, but then I got angry because I was like, she's not over it. And she's being mean to me, you know? And, like, I then started having bitterness in my heart. I don't think as strong as you did.
No.
But like, it was there. Yeah. Pero,
entonces, that was first year, second year?
Our first year.
Our first year in college.
Y dijiste que fuiste a un viaje misionero a Corea?
Yes, I did. That was in the end of our freshman year. Yeah. Like the summer going to our sophomore year.
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah. And I went to Korea and South Korea, not North. South Korea.
Sure, you can't go to the north, but okay.
Just clarification, you know? Context is everything.
They're like, mission trip? Maybe she went there.
I know. I went to South Korea to go teach English to kids, even though I mess up in English myself. But I went to go teach English to elementary, middle schoolers. And that was basically the whole 3 weeks that I was there. It was like teaching them English. It was literally an English camp. And going to South Korea had always been my dream. Like my dream. So I was super excited.
K-pop.
Porque te encantaba K-pop y
we
los K-dramas.
We were obsessed with K-pop and K-dramas. Shout out to the Chings for introducing us to
K-pop and K-dramas.
Yeah.
So I went to Korea, South Korea for 3 weeks. But before that, I think you had mentioned, John, to me like, oh, I'm thinking of asking her out. And I was just like, I was still petty. I was like, why? You know, like, you're still not over her? Like, oh my gosh. You know, I was still like I said, petty and bitter.
There's anger, yeah.
Yeah. And so a weekend, and during the weekends, we didn't obviously have to teach the kids. The kids live there, but like we had to basically like get our learning curriculum ready for the next week. And so it was during a weekend, and I went outside. It was by myself. I went outside like the school, and I was just like taking it all in because I was like, dang, ya casi me voy, and I'm gonna miss it so much. But then I was thinking about like just this whole trip and how like a blessing it's been and how amazing it's been meeting all these kids, meeting new people, etc. And I was just like, I remember looking up at the sky. I remember like looking at the view of the whole school, and I was like, dude, I'm in a different country. You know, I'm in a different country. Like, what a great experience that the Lord has given me for free. Like, todo estaba pagado, like for free, todo. And I was just like taking it all in. I remember specifically, like I was just taking it all in, all my experiences, and I was remembering, but then I'm gonna go back home, and I have this situation that I've been, you know, dealing with that I've been so bitter about and angry. And I was just like, yo, this trip has brought me so much joy, so much like blessings. Like why am I going to go back home and stay bitter and stay ugly, you know?
Stay the same.
And I remember praying to the Lord, like in my head, looking at the whole school, like at my surroundings. And I was like, Señor, if this is your will, that they are going to date. And I was just thinking dating. I didn't even say like para que se casen. Like, no, I was just thinking like if they want to date, you know, like then that's not on me. You know, it's all on the Lord. Like the Lord will work things all in his favor. Yeah. And I remember just a peace in there, and I was just like breathing in the humid air. The humid air. I was like, and I remember just being like, you know what, I'm happy right now, and I wanna keep this joy that I have, and of just like being, you know, like I feel like my face changed.
Wow.
Because I was like, I feel like bitterness
que fue algo como in an instant type of thing.
Yeah, honestly, because I was praying that, and I was like, you know what, like there's, like I said, there's more to life than being angry and bitter. Myrca and John, so when I came back, I remember I was still, you know, I was like, oh my god, I miss it, you know, I was still in the high of the trip and traveling and everything, and John was like, hey, I need to talk to you, and he took me into my room, and he basically told me like, hey, me and Myrca started dating when you were gone. I think he was scared because he didn't know. He was like, she's gonna take it so bad.
Yeah,
I think
didn't know.
Was scared.
Yo no sabía cómo el Señor te había hablado.
Yeah.
You know, so.
But I don't know if you remember, because when you told me, I was just like, I was just quiet, and I was just like, I don't know what else to say. Like, but also I wasn't that angry. Like, I don't think it wasn't like before.
And did that surprise you? That you weren't angry?
I was gonna say, I knew that I wasn't angry when he told me. Like, I was like, not that angry. This feels different.
Okay, God. I see you, God. Okay.
I remember you guys started dating, but I feel like honestly, el Señor me estaba cambiando, like from the inside out completely. And I think that's when we stopped being frenemies.
Yeah.
And really, because our sophomore year in college, I feel like we were fine.
Yeah.
Our sophomore year in college was a completely different year from freshman year.
It was. And then we were officially dating. Yeah. Crazy. My freshman year. Dang.
And I feel like that year was great. I'd go with you guys. I'd third wheel with you guys sometimes. You guys remember that? You guys don't remember?
Yo tengo la peor memoria. Yo no me acuerdo de lo que hice
what
ayer.
I just think is crazy is that, like, you know, you didn't stop going to church when we were here. You didn't stop serving. You know, you didn't stop, like, hearing the word of God. But, like, tomó tu salirte de, like, just the community. The country, but just, like, that community of, like, where you just had anger, you know? And it was, like, we were at church, like, that's mainly where we would all see each other. And it was, like, that's where you had your anger. But it was, like, tomó tu salirte de allí to be, like, oh, Señor, like, this isn't right, you know, to be holding it on. And it's just, I think that's crazy.
Yeah, I think I did need a change of scenery, and the Lord knew that. That's why
¿Sabes qué? Te voy a llevar ahí.
Te abrió las puertas para poder ir a
He's like, you see this door over here? You better go right there.
That doesn't mean we're recommending you to be mad and then be like, Lord, take me somewhere else.
For the country.
Don't think that you can be angry so that God could take you to, like, Bora Bora or something. That ain't how it works.
For free.
For free. No, pero yo creo que es interesante, honestly, how it was, like, from literally, like,
in 3 weeks. Basically, that I was gone. I came
But then
back.
you were angry for 2 years.
I was angry for 2 years,
And then just to, like, be like, oh, it is what it is. Crazy como el Señor trabaja. And that's not even something that you weren't, like, I'm gonna go to Korea so that God can transform me and like everything's gonna be okay with like John and Myrca and myself.
Yeah.
No, you know?
But I think the Lord, like, I was blinded. Like, literally, I was blinded that I just saw anger and bitterness in you guys. That when the Lord just gave me peace about it and totally, like, honestly, like, rescued me from that angerness, I would say that that's when I could see everything around me and I was like, oh, look, I can enjoy college life. And that's cuando el Señor actually me trajo a Martín.
Wow.
Another story, but that
Otro
same
testimonio.
that same year, that 2016 was when I stopped, you know, the Lord rescued me from being bitter and angry at you guys. And then also, you know,
Brought the love of your life.
the love of my life.
And then fast forward now, we're sister-in-laws.
Yeah.
Bye.
Best friends to
Yeah.
sister-in-laws.
Yeah,
El
crazy.
Señor
No,
puede
best friends to
reconciliar.
enemies to frenemies to bridesmaids. In each other's
Sisters.
weddings.
What a story.
In my
story.
point of view, I know this is your testimony, pero en mi punto de vista, like from my end, como yo dije, yo puedo ser muy olvidadizo, and I think my dad and I are like that. My dad, hablando de él dice, Señor, porque he said, I can be very rencoroso, like keep a lot of hate as well. He's like, pero el Señor lo hizo olvidadizo para que no sea tan rencoroso. I think I'm kind of like that, so, pero
¿Eres rencoroso?
with that, like, no soy rencoroso, soy olvidadizo, que me ayuda a no ser rencoroso, pero con eso, like, my mentality a veces is like, why don't you get over it, you know, like, why don't you get over it, entonces, pero con eso, like, todos batallamos con diferentes cosas, like, you were struggling with, like, remembering and, like, manteniendo ese rencor.
Yeah.
Someone else struggles with some other stuff. Someone else struggles with some other things that maybe are consuming them.
Yes.
Y lo está consumiendo de diferentes.
Yes.
It becomes your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it
literally
robs
it's
you
not-
of your
life.
joy.
Y no es algo saludable,
Yeah.
podemos decir mentalmente, for your mental health, pero también más allá espiritualmente. You know, tu caminar con el Señor, like, lo impide, you know, like, poder
Horrible.
crecer
Yeah.
con tus hermanos y hermanas de la iglesia o abrirte para que alguien más te puedan ser amigos, you know? And it reminds me of just like, at least in this situation, like, ¿qué hace el enojo? Y la palabra de Dios dice que todo el que aborrece a su hermano es un asesino. Y ustedes, I'm not saying this, Steph. The Bible's saying this, pero
Here's my
dice,
mugshot.
y ustedes saben que ningún asesino tiene la vida eterna permanente en él. También luego Jesús hablando dice, ustedes han oído que se dijo a sus antepasados, no mates, y todo el que mate quedará sujeto al juicio del tribunal. Pero yo os digo que todo el que se enoje con su hermano quedará sujeto al juicio tribunal. Entonces it's not just like,
Guilty.
like el enojo is like almost like you murdering, you know?
Yeah.
Someone and it's talking about like your brother. You're like brother in Christ, your brother in that one.
And that's where
Pero-
it got to.
Yeah. Porque you almost feel like, I hate this person, or I just
Like I
don't
said,
like
at
this
one
person.
point
you
in
know?
life, I hated you. Like, I could really say that. Like, it was that bad.
Wow. Pero se necesita del
Ya no,
poder
ya no, ¿ok?
transformador de Dios
Yeah.
Yeah.
para que digas like, hey, Señor, lo pongo en tus manos, transforma mi vida, transforma mi corazón. Y aún como cristianos necesitamos ese poder transformador de Dios.
Yeah.
So, thanks for your
Amen.
testimony, Nat. Steph.
Dang.
Son hermanas. Híjole. Ya
What?
empecé otro.
Así terminamos esta historia. Vamos a parar
I'm
de
out.
grabar antes de que vean. Otra vez ya recayó en su...
Ya recabo en enojo.
See the first hand again.
No, pero pues...
Te agradecemos for
Yeah.
you coming out
Yeah.
and just sharing that. I know it takes a lot to
It does.
share it.
I
And
know, I almost cried in some
To be
parts. I was like,
vulnerable.
yeah. Pero
"Where'd
it's,
you get-"
it's nice that like you can share that y que otros aprendan
Yeah.
de tu testimonio,
Yeah, yeah.
de cómo quizás ellos están batallando con algo.
Yeah, y
how
el
they
poder
can
de Dios. And like,
Hope-
you're not
yeah.
unreachable, you know?
Hopefully, like, if
Exactly.
anyone has rencor or if anyone has anger and bitterness, like, the Lord can rescue you. And it's not a good place to be. Like, it's
Yeah.
not a good place to be. And I hope that you can just give it all to the Lord, whatever it is
Amen.
that you're going through.
Yeah.
So con eso, chicos, los dejamos. Nos vemos en la próxima.
Peace out.